Back in 2019, we went on this listening tour to Cambodia. I think we went because when we were doing this work, we were familiar with fighting deportations on the American side. And I think the question always came up, what happens after someone gets deported? And I think what we took away was there's a tremendous need to support deportees. So one of those needs being like legal representation, access to quality health services, and another need is connecting people with the larger community back at home. I think a lot of people felt separated.
We wanted to make sure that those who had to go to Cambodia still felt like they were being supported. We wanted to hear from them firsthand what were the challenges of living in a country they had never grew up in, lived in before, or they were very young.
One thing which always strikes me is just how challenging life is for folks post-deportation. But at the same time, I think I'm also always struck by the resilience of folks, particularly folks who have, this is not the first enormous challenge that they've had to face. They've survived genocide and war, mass incarceration, gang violence, and, are facing yet another enormous challenge, yet respond with so much love and care and solidarity. I think what has sort of stuck with me is figuring out how we can expand the way we think about anti-deportation advocacy beyond stopping deportations and really expanding it to think about, okay, what happens after deportation, both in figuring out how we can support people so that they can live the best lives that they possibly can after deportation, while also, trying our best to bring some people back home and change policies and laws that will allow people to reunite with their families and their communities. Always a challenge figuring out, how do we respond to the constant crisis in the US of mass incarceration and deportation, and seeing a round of raid after deportation flight, and feeling like we need to stop things on this end, while also figuring out how do we support folks in Cambodia and maintain a commitment to them.